A record turnout in Texas for the first primary in 2018. 1 million Democrats casting their votes, 500,000 short of the Republican votes.
But it was higher than usual. So what does this mean for the upcoming midterms? Joining us right now to weigh in and speculate like only he is prepared to do, Tom Bevan, Real Clear Politics. Tom, first blush, the day after, what stood out for you? For example, in the Senate race, no surprise that Ted Cruz prevails on the Republican side. Does he have a competitor?
Yeah, Beto O'Rourke won the Democratic primary, avoided a runoff, and he was the heavy favorite. Obviously, he's been raising a lot of money. He's one of the sort of rising stars in the Democratic Party. But the upshot here is that 30%, 30+% of Democrats voted for someone else. So he's still got a lot of work to do to unify that base, because they're going to need every Democrat if he's going to even come close to challenging Ted Cruz in the fall.
Well, and Todd, the focus has been on the blue wave, and what does that mean for 2018 midterm elections? But Republicans also saw a primary record turnout, beating 2010 records as well. So why has the focus only been on Democrat early primary voting and Democrat turnout?
Because of what's happened in past elections, Lisa. And obviously the big news coming into this was that Democratic early voting was up, had doubled in the 15 most populous counties. Democrats did cast more votes yesterday than they had in many, many years across statewide, governor's race, Senate race. But the upshot is Texas is still pretty red at the statewide level. And so I think Democrats are fighting an uphill battle. Texas isn't going to be turning blue anytime soon. That being said, of course, there are these 3 congressional races that Democrats are heavily focused on that were won by Hillary Clinton in 2016, where they're going to be fighting tooth and nail to try and win over those seats in the fall.
A lot of people say, it's very hard for a Democrat to win a statewide election. It's been a while. The other person, the end of the Bush dynasty, overblown. George P. did prevail yesterday.
And easily, Brian. And that was the thing. This was going to be seen as sort of a tough race for him. He was running against the guy who formerly held the job. But George P., he got the endorsement of President Trump. He got the endorsement of Don Jr., and he ended up winning going away. So that was a bit of a surprise, but the dynasty may still be alive.
Right. Now all focus will be on Pennsylvania and the special election. What does that mean? Because they're in a virtual dead heat right now in a district that Donald Trump won easily, and it always seems to go to the Republican.
Yeah, this is the next big test for Republicans, obviously, special election-wise. And they have spent a ton of money there. And it is neck and neck. I mean, you talk to some Democratic strategists, they think they're going to win, and they're going to win that race easily, partly because of the candidate they have. Conor Lamb is a good candidate for Democrats. Rick Saccone not as good of a candidate for Republicans. And so that one is going to be fought, and we'll see what the ramifications are. Obviously, if Republicans lose that district, it is going to not bode well. And depending on by how much, if they lose it by, if they win or lose it by a point or two, or if they lose it by more than that, we'll have ramifications moving forward.
Great. Thanks, Tom. A lot to look ahead to for 2018.